gas tank restore video. We can show it up real close. We'll pull it away. Whatever. Okay. So guys, what's up? Andrew from Mcnasty Customz. You guys keep asking us over and over, messaging us, Facebook and so on. What about white tanks? What about white gas tanks and so on? Well, we're doing another video where this is a stolen XR80 that got recovered. So this is the best video to show you. You can see, I'll do a close-up right now. You can see how bad all the diggers in this gas tank are, and it's been spray painted. So this is a good to show you guys what you can pick up from somebody that painted something and so on, and whatever else. It might be a little harder to hear this video. It's so cold outside, we have to do this inside today. So we're going to start off with 220 grit to get these bigger ones out. Sometimes we can go down to 80, but just follow our other gas tank videos that we have, and you can see to bring it from 80 all the way up. But we're going to do just a nice cleanup on this bike so we can return it to 11-year-old Benjamin. So we're going to start at 220 because although these are deep, we think we can get them out with a 220. You can see this area here, this came out pretty good. It's coming out, you can see I spend more time, a little bit more time in some areas where they're deeper with the 220 versus the 80 grit that we use in others. But you just keep at it and moving it around. You don't want to stay in one area for too long. Like I said in the other videos, you will create too much heat and it will give you a problem. But as we're moving down, you can see that we're going to get rid of some of this discoloration on a white gas tank, and we're still trying to dig some of these out. But you see how fast this is going. See, we're getting a lot closer. Now, this is all pretty much cleaned up with the 220. You can still see these darker marks. Obviously, we didn't touch that yet. You see how much we're getting out of there? The coloration's coming back the best it's going, and not on all white gas tanks the color's going to completely come back, but I mean you can get it pretty damn close. We're getting everything out. It's getting very close now. See how far along that's come already? Some of this discoloration is going to be a little tougher to get out. May have to stick with it a little bit longer, but we got out all the scratches, all the deep stuff is out. You can see it's pretty good. It's the lighting in here, obviously. We like to do this outside during the day. It's a lot better to do it in a day light where you can see all the way around with crystal clear light. I know you're seeing a little browning there, but it's really the lights. So if I bend this down, you can see the tank's pretty white. So we are looking pretty good. So let me take you off this tripod real quick and bring you over here just so you can see how much cleaner it actually is. So now, you saw all those scrapes, you saw everything there. Obviously it's gone. You can see they're all completely gone. And that's just with the 220. We like to do all these videos as best we can in live time to show you, but we do have a few of these already. So when we literally tell you we can do this in 10 minutes, we're doing them in 10-15 minutes. We're actually banging these things out. So we're not making it up. But we're going to some of these we can't do exactly the same all the time, so we're going to start speeding some of these up. So obviously I'm going to go now to the 320. So this will be the 320 grit. And then, so that'll be the 320. And then we will go to the 400. And we're going to quickly go through that. But we show you live time videos so you know that we're not fooling around and, oh, just do this and that. And people can tell you on the internet 500 times, do it this, do it like that, and then you don't realize, well, how long does it take to do it like that? When should I go to the next step? You know, am I going too far? So you want to take the 220, or on this case 220. Sometimes I bring it down to 80 depending on how bad the diggers are. The 220, you just want to get all the heavy stuff out. And then that's pretty much it, and give it all a once over. Then you want to jump to your next grit, which can be anywhere, you know, higher than that. The 320 is going to be ours. We'll spend a little bit on the 320 moving it around so we can get the 220 scratches out. The 320 will be pretty smooth at that point. Then we jump the 400, and like every other video, we use our mother's polish. And that's all we do. We use that on our buffer with our cotton pad, and we bang it right out. 320, we're on to the 400. We're going to fast forward some of this. Alright guys, now we've got our 400 finally done. So you saw us start with 220, then we went to 320, then we went to 400, we massaged it in, cleaned it all up. It's actually in very good condition. Yeah, see, you can see it took a lot of the color out, the browning and so on. So now we're going to quickly buff this. Like I do in all my videos, mother, meg, and wheel polish. Take a little bit, rub it on, don't go crazy. Go back and forth. This buffer that I use is a DeWalt buffer. The slowest speed is 1,000 RPM. So a couple of you guys have been commenting about having issues with drills, putting the ends, little buffing pads on drills and maybe not getting a luster out of it. So 1,000 RPM, and when we step it up, it's 1,400. So about 1,600 is about as high as we go. About between 14 and 1,600. You're going to need some kind of a device that does between 14 and 16 for that final luster. So we bring it down to 1,000. That is 1,000. And we start with the buffing, put some pressure on it, move it around, back and forth. You don't want to create too much heat, like I say. You want to just play with it and start to warm the plastic up a little bit and get this to work all together as one. That's actually looking pretty good. That's pretty much it. So you just got to keep playing with it. If you want to go higher than 400, you want to go to 600, 800 and wet sand it and whatever else. But let me take you off the stand. The white usually cleans up pretty fast. You saw how long we just buffed that? For a matter of a minute, minute and a half. And let me show you what the final outcome, and it's not the final outcome, but I mean we're getting there. But now, you can see how white this plastic turned out. You saw how fast that is. So over and over, I keep telling you guys, we try to do this in live time. This video is a little bit different. We're skipping forward and so on. But you can scroll through our playlist and you can see our other videos for the exact length of time that we do a section. Now you just spend some more time, you come around and you keep playing with it and you get in all the crevices and stuff. If you want to take this off the bike, it'd probably be a lot easier. You build yourself a little wooden sawhorse or put it on a vise and a piece of wood and screw it in, and that way you can walk around it. I do these on the bike to show you guys that you don't really need to be worrying about getting crazy with it. I'm doing this on a bike. A lot of these riders, you're just touching up the sides anyway and rolling it around, so you can get away with a lot of that. You don't have to get crazy on this. You don't have to let people intimidate you and tell you, oh, you can't do anything unless you do it to 3,000. You saw that shine on that bike. Now, if you're going on that tank, if you're going for a rider look and you just want to clean it up and you want it to look nice, I mean, there's a lot of people that want showroom quality, you know, perfectionists, and they don't want to scratch in it. Well, then you just spend more time doing the same procedure that I just showed you. That easy. I mean, you don't gotta be a great mechanic or a great body man or anything to do this. It's very simple. Just bang this thing out, follow my steps. This tank had some deep, you saw that up close. You saw the gouges. They're gone. This thing's as smooth as a baby's rear end. So, you just start with the 400. Start with the 220. Sometimes I start with 80 if it's really bad. If you start with 80, it's going to take you longer to sand out the 80 grit mark. So start with the 220, wherever, depending on your tank. Sand the whole thing all the way around, that bad area, and then go to 320 and then a little bit further around as you're sanding, and then go to the 400 and start blending it all the corners and stuff and everything, so that way you at least give the tank a once over, and then you just start with at least 1,000 RPM, some sort of buffer, polisher, I guess drills, but I don't know what the RPM is on some of those with the little pad. It would be much harder to do it because it's not covering such an area. And you want to get it onto the plastic with the mothers, and you want to start bringing a little heat into the plastic. You want it to warm up. When it warms up with the mothers, it's when it pulls the plastic and starts to make a nice shine to it. You don't want to stay in one spot for way too long because you'll actually burn the plastic. Which, if you do that, you just go back with maybe the 320, start sanding it back out, for just that spot, 400, and then rebuff it. You'll learn you won't do that again. And you just put pressure on it and keep it moving. And you saw that in real time. I buffed that in a minute and a half, and that entire side of that tank looks good. So I'll spend another, 15 minutes on this tank and finish it all up, but I don't know. Guys, watch the rest of our YouTube channels, check out our other videos, the rest of our content we have on there. Like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to show you guys some real-time, hacks, life hacks, whatever you want to call them. Ladies, Mcnasty rules.